Hey, how's it going? I'm Brando from Brandlix Media, and in this video, I'm going to discuss the exact strategy that we use when it comes to building Omnipresence to scale to 10, 30, 40, sometimes even $70,000 days or more across our clients. And for those of you who are new to the channel, I'm Brando. I own Brandlix Media. We are e-commerce growth partners. We do the entire spectrum like email marketing, ads, Google, TikTok, right? Content creation, UGC. So we're in the trenches every single day, and so I do these weekly videos just to basically document my entire journey. And so in this video, I'm going to be discussing our Omnipresence 7-figure workflow, which is very simple. It's going to be a quick video, but I want you to start understanding and start thinking about Omnipresence and the idea of Omnipresence and how it can essentially help you get more out of the dollars that you spend with marketing, okay, which is the entire purpose of spending in marketing for it to be profitable, right? So let me actually explain this. Now, as you can see here, this is a workflow, right, of your entire sales process. So people go into your website, cart, checkout, whatever. I just wanted to show you visually how it works. And so what we want to do is that obviously to get people to the cart, to the checkout, we have to introduce people to the products and to the websites. And how do you do that? Well, we do that with running ads. And so what is typically going to happen within each workflow is that, or each brand, is that there are going to be some channels that are just completely going to outperform others. Okay, and so most of the cases, in most cases, social like Meta or maybe TikTok or maybe Google, these are the most common ones. Sometimes even TikTok, it's going to probably attribute like 60 to 70% of the spend. Okay, now the problem is that a lot of people, whenever they hit a cap, meaning that they're maybe spending 10, they go to 20, they go up to $50,000 in spend, and then they kind of hit a cap because of whatever reason. There's a bunch of reasons. Could be product, could be the offer, right? But they never squeeze the juices and leverage the existing traffic in any way or in any other way. I also actually know companies that spend $50,000 a month and they're not even doing email marketing. And email marketing is a form of omnipresence, right? The idea of omnipresence, for those of you who don't really know what the term means, is that the goal is to make sure that whenever you capture or you get a lead, whether that's the subscriber or whether that's just someone literally goes on your website, you technically can retarget them because you pixel them with the Facebook pixel, the TikTok pixel. The omnipresent strategy is that you follow the customer or the potential customer wherever they go. And so it honestly, as you probably know, it takes on average 7 to 12 touch points per customer for them to, to actually see your brand before they decide to purchase. So they need to see on average 7 to 12 times the product, the company, read about your company, whatever, at least 7 to 12 times before they even decide to purchase. And so what this omnipresence workflow does is that it decreases the time that it takes for an average customer to actually buy the product, right? So we want those 7 to 12 touch points in the least amount of time possible so that the sales are essentially, your advertising is more profitable, you get a higher return on ad spend sooner, right? Because all these reasons. Now, let's take a look at let's discuss what most people do. They find one channel that works, they scale it, and then they basically do nothing else. Email marketing including. If you're doing email marketing, that's great. You should expect 20 to 30% at least of revenue just coming from there. And once again, that is a form of retargeting because whenever we get people to the website, we capture their information, and a lot of people spend time in their inbox because they work, because whatever, right? They receive other emails, and so adding that extra touch point will significantly increase your revenue. In fact, by 20 to 30%. So that is one thing. Another thing that people just don't do is add other platforms. I'll give you a perfect example. The perfect complementary platform to Meta is Google, because what happens with social platforms when you're doing prospecting is that they create additional demand, right? Google is a demand-based platform, meaning that if there's 10,000 search terms every single month, that's what you're going to get. If you want to scale, you have to find other search terms, but the limit and the cap is way more limited. That's what I mean. It's way more limited than social. On social platforms, it's interrupt-based marketing, and so the goal of social platforms is to essentially create the additional demand that would have never existed because you're creating that, you're interrupting people and showing them the product, and then you're creating demand. And so Google is a perfect complementary platform if you're scaling on Meta or TikTok or another social platform to just add that extra retargeting or omnipresent boost. So whenever people see you on social, maybe you allocate 30% of your budget and start spending, I don't know, like 10K. If you're spending like, I don't know, if you're spending 10K on Meta, maybe you spend 2 or 3K on Google as well. And you allocate that budget towards retargeting people, doing some brand keyword search campaigns where you just recapture the demand, or you do display ads. And of course you do other types of normal ads as well for prospecting, but it's a great channel in combination with like a social channel, the Google, right? And so this is kind of like a more traditional setup. But if you want to go to the next level, and I'll give you a scenario, and by the way, like I'm talking about all these just for context. I have a bunch of case studies. I'm not going to show you anything now. I don't have anything ready. But if you're interested in seeing all of our case studies where I explain these concepts and actually show you the proof of companies that do 20, 30, 40, 50, $70,000 a day, just make sure to see my other YouTube videos. I share everything there. But point being is, I had a client where we were spending around $130,000, $100,000, $150,000 a month on like social platforms like Meta and Google. And by the way, you don't have, like, to achieve this, what I'm about to explain, you don't need to spend this much. You can also just spend like 5, 10, 15K, whatever. So they were spending 150,000, and what we decided to do at a certain point, we're like, why not also add these 3 retargeting platforms, right? So we added TikTok, we added Snapchat, we added Pinterest. And so Snapchat was the worst performing, whatever, and so we decided just to turn it off. But TikTok and Pinterest really, really worked well. And we just spent an extra, I believe it was an extra 10% of the budget. So if we were spending 150,000 a month, we started allocating around $15,000 in budget towards Pinterest and TikTok. And TikTok was the best performer based on the two, because they gave us amazing ROAS. But what we wanted to do there is essentially create a retargeting strategy. And what this comes back to the omnipresent system, right? We're getting people from Meta, we're getting people from Google, and now we're getting people also when they scroll through TikTok, Snapchat, and Pinterest, which is absolutely crazy. It's amazing. A lot of brands actually don't do this. And if you do this, add this extra omnipresent retargeting strategy, you're going to have an extra competitive advantage over your competitors, because they're probably not even doing it. It's not like a huge thing, right? And it's very simple. These are like very simple, low-hanging fruit sales. So what ended up happening is that we started spending around $10,000 to $15,000 on TikTok and a little bit on Pinterest, and we were getting like 8 to 10x ROAS, like literally. And of course, like this is easier traffic because it's retargeting, but most likely we would have never gotten those sales if we were just stuck to email, Meta, and Google. Right? Sorry. And so this is what we did for this client, and it worked super well. And just to show you, like visually show you a representation of what of how you should treat a customer, is that once they are here, right? If they're here, right, you need to attract them with one of these channels. Let's just say it's Meta, right? So you get them with Meta. Once they get inside of your doors, you should make it almost impossible for them to get out of your doors. And when I say your doors, I mean your ecosystem. That's what I mean. Your sales process, right? It should be almost impossible for them to like opt out. Of course, if they want to opt out, they can opt out. But I mean psychologically, like wherever they go, you should be able to follow them. And oh, I'm going to open up my phone today. And boom, they're going to see your SMS. Oh, I'm going to up Snapchat today. They're gonna see your retargeting ads. Same thing with TikTok. I'm gonna scroll through 30 minutes a day, and most people spend 30, 40, 50, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours a day on TikTok. And if you're not running any ads there, you're probably losing customers, right? Same thing with Meta. Sometimes for a client, we also spend 5 to 10% of the budget on Bing ads, guys. Like nobody's running Bing ads, and it was working really well for them. The ROAS was like 4 or 5x. And we were able to spend and get an extra $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in sales just because we were spending in other platforms. And also, this really works well if you just have like organic traffic. Maybe you have an Instagram account that's just getting good traffic. It's also good to introduce multiple platforms, even if you're getting organic traffic. It doesn't have to be paid traffic, right? So if you're getting some sort of traffic on pixel people, so the first thing that you need to do, even if you're starting up, starting out, I advise you to set these pixel up from the start, from the get-go, because if you set up the TikTok pixel from the get-go, even if you decide to start running TikTok ads like 3 years from today, right, you're gonna get so much data, and the pixel will know who will add to cart, who will initiate checkout, and what person will actually purchase, like complete payment, right? And so the pixels are gonna get so seasoned that whenever you start launching ads, they're just gonna be it's gonna be really, really profitable for you. Trust me. And this is like this is actually one of the low-hanging fruits that we start implementing as soon as we onboard clients. To get quick wins and cash flow fast, we start implementing this Omnipresence system, which doesn't really take a long time to set up, because you can just get your meta ads and your TikTok ads and transform them into like Snapchat or Pinterest or like Bing or whatever. And so you can do the same. So this is just a quick I just wanted to quickly speak about this fact, because a lot of people don't actually do this. So if you're in a position where you're spending some money on ads, or you have organic traffic and you don't know where to start to get an additional 10 to 20% extra sales by basically almost not doing anything, it's automatic basically. Set up this flow, trust me, and thank me later. Okay, let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this. Also, let me know if you have other suggestions for other videos. If you want to see more in-depth case studies, make sure to go ahead and see my other YouTube videos. And with no further ado, that's it. Also, one last thing, if you are an e-commerce brand owner and you're doing between $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 at least, right? That's the bare minimum per month, right? You could be also doing $200,000 or $1 million a month. We work with like 6, 7, and 8-figure companies most of the times. If you're there and you're looking for help, right, and you see that my videos are valuable, and you see that perhaps we could be a fit, book a call, please. We get a bunch of applications. If the calendar is still open, it means that we have spots for free audits, and we can have a conversation about if we would potentially be a fit or not. If there's no space and there's already limitations on the people that we're working with, then we'll just put you on a waiting list if we are a fit. But either way, it's going to be a valuable call. On a second note, if you're just starting out, I advise you to join my community. It's $49 a month, and you basically get access to coaching calls, a bunch of resources that we literally use with our 7-figure clients. You get to ask me questions, my team, whatever, and so it's very valuable for just $49. So it's a no-brainer. Either way, let me know if you have any suggestions for other videos. Always happy to hear, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.